Hello there, and welcome to this Sleepy Science Zone. Tonight, you are about to discover something quietly extraordinary, something that has been happening inside you every single night, without asking for your attention, without needing your effort. While you sleep, your brain is not shutting down. It is, in fact, entering one of the most active and deeply restorative states it will experience all day. In the darkest hours of the night, when your thoughts begin to fade and your body grows still, a hidden process begins. Your brain starts to gently cleanse itself, reorganizing memories, releasing emotional weight, and restoring delicate neural pathways, almost like a quiet tide washing over a shoreline, again and again. Scientists call part of this process the glymphatic system, a recently discovered mechanism where cerebrospinal fluid flows through brain tissue, clearing out metabolic waste, including proteins linked to cognitive decline. But you don't need to remember that name. All you need to know is that your mind has its own way of healing, even when you are not aware of it. And maybe today felt heavy. Maybe there were thoughts that lingered longer than you wanted, or emotions that didn't quite settle. And yet, as night arrives, your brain begins to soften those edges. Research in neuroscience shows that during deep sleep, especially in slow wave stages, the brain reduces activity in regions tied to stress and fear, while strengthening connections related to learning, emotional balance, and resilience. It's almost as if your mind is gently rewriting the tone of your day, not by force, but by quiet adjustment. And the most beautiful part is, you don't have to do anything to make this happen. Right now, as you listen, your body may already be preparing for that transition. Your breathing might be slowing, your muscles beginning to loosen, your thoughts stretching out, becoming softer, less defined. That's not accidental. Your nervous system is shifting from a state of alertness into what scientists call the parasympathetic state, often known as rest and restore. In this state, your heart rate gently decreases, your blood pressure lowers, and your brain begins to synchronize its rhythms. Tiny electrical patterns, once scattered throughout the day, start to move together in slow, steady waves. These are the same waves that allow deep healing to occur, and somewhere within those waves, your brain is also regulating what we might call positive energy, not in a mystical sense, but in a very real, a biological way. Neurochemicals like serotonin and dopamine begin to rebalance. Stress hormones like cortisol slowly decline, and your emotional centers, particularly the amygdala, become less reactive, less intense. It's as if your inner world is being gently recalibrated, so that when morning comes, you don't just wake up, you return slightly lighter, slightly clearer, slightly more at ease, even if you don't notice it right away. And tonight, as you rest here, you don't need to chase sleep. You don't need to force your mind to be quiet, because your brain already knows the way. It has done this thousands of times before, guiding you step by step from wakefulness into softness, from softness into stillness, and eventually into deep, quiet restoration. So for now, just stay here, listening, let your awareness drift just a little and allow your body to begin letting go slowly, very slowly. You are safe here, and your mind is already beginning to heal. And before you even notice it, that quiet healing we spoke about, it has already begun again, gently, patiently, just beneath your awareness, like a soft current moving through still water. Right now, there is nothing you need to control, nothing you need to fix, because the same system that heals you in deep sleep begins with something very simple: your breath, not forced, not measured, just natural, just there. Take a moment without changing anything yet, and simply notice your breathing, the way the air enters and leaves on its own. This simple rhythm is more powerful than it seems. In neuroscience, breathing is one of the fastest ways to influence the autonomic nervous system, especially the balance between alertness and deep relaxation. And as your attention gently settles on your breath, your brain begins to follow. So now, if it feels comfortable, allow your next inhale to become just a little deeper. Not too much, just enough to feel the chest expand, slowly, quietly, and then let the exhale fall out of the body a little longer than before, as if you're releasing something you no longer need to carry. That extended exhale sends a signal through the vagus nerve, telling your body that it is safe to relax. Let's do that again, gently, breathing in, slowly, filling the lungs like a calm tide rising in the night, and breathing out, even slower, letting the body soften just a little more. There's no need to count, no need to be precise. Your body already understands this rhythm. With each breath out, your shoulders may begin to drop, just slightly. The muscles around your face loosening, your jaw unclenching, even the space behind your eyes beginning to feel softer. And as this happens, your brain is already responding. Brainwave activity, once active and fast, begins to slow down, shifting from beta waves into the calmer patterns of alpha and gradually toward theta. These are the same frequencies associated with the edge of sleep, where thoughts become fluid and the mind becomes more receptive, more at ease. You don't have to make that happen. Just breathing like this is enough. Now, bring your awareness gently to your body, starting with your shoulders. Notice if there is any tension there, any weight left from the day, and without forcing anything, imagine that each exhale gently melts that tension, like ice, slowly turning into water and flowing downward, away from you. Now, your arms, heavy, relaxed, your hands resting without effort, fingers loose, soft. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to grasp, just resting. Now, bring your attention to your chest, rising and falling, each breath a quiet wave, steady, predictable, safe, and then your stomach gently expanding and releasing. Let it be natural, let it be easy, as if your whole body is beginning to remember what it feels like to truly rest. Even your back, supported, held. There is nothing you need to do to stay here. The surface beneath you is doing all the work, and slowly, your hips, your legs releasing, your thighs becoming heavier, your knees soft, your calves unwinding, and finally, your feet completely at ease. As your whole body settles, your breathing continues slow, quiet, effortless, and deep inside. Your brain is noticing this shift, the parasympathetic system becoming more active, heart rate decreasing, cortisol levels are beginning to drop, and a subtle increase in calming neurotransmitters, gently preparing you for deeper states of rest. You might notice your thoughts becoming less structured now, less sharp, more like distant echoes appearing and fading on their own. There is no need to follow them, no need to hold on to any of them. Just let them drift like clouds moving across a quiet sky. And as your breathing continues, slow, steady, soft, you may begin to feel that gentle pull, the one that leads you closer and closer to sleep. No effort, no pressure, just a quiet invitation to let go a little more with every breath out, drifting softly into stillness. And as your breath continues to soften, you may begin to notice something subtle, that gentle pull becoming stronger, not in a forceful way, but like gravity, quiet, constant, drawing you inward toward a deeper layer of rest. This is the threshold, the space between wakefulness and sleep, where your mind begins to loosen its grip on the outside world and turns inward towards something more fluid, more expansive. In neuroscience, this transition is often associated with the early stages of theta activity, where the brain begins to produce slower, even more synchronized waves, allowing imagination and memory to blend softly together. You don't have to try to imagine anything. It will come naturally, like shapes forming in the dark. So now, gently, allow yourself to picture this, not with effort, but as if it is appearing on its own. You are lying beneath a vast night sky, far away from noise, far away from urgency. The air is cool, but not cold, just enough to feel refreshing against your skin. Above you, the sky stretches endlessly, filled with soft, indistant stars, each one glowing, not brightly, but gently, like quiet pulses of light breathing across the universe. There is no need to move, no need to go anywhere, because in this place, you are already exactly where you need to be. The ground beneath you feels stable, supportive, as if it understands your weight and holds you without resistance. Your body continues to relax into it, deeper and deeper. And as you look upward, or perhaps simply sense it, the stars seem to move, not quickly, but slowly, drifting like a silent river of light. Somewhere in the distance, a faint glow stretches across the sky, the soft band of the Milky Way, diffused like mist made of starlight. You don't need to understand it, just feel it. The vastness, the quiet, the sense that everything is moving, yet nothing is urgent. And in that stillness, your thoughts begin to change, not disappearing completely, but becoming softer, less attached, more like echoes than voices. This is what happens as your brain reduces activity in the default mode network, the system often responsible for self-referential thinking, the constant inner dialogue. As it quiets, your sense of thinking about yourself begins to fade, leaving behind something simpler, something more peaceful, just awareness without effort. And in that awareness, You may begin to feel lighter, as if your body is no longer holding the same weight it did before, not floating away, just less dense, more at ease. Your breathing continues, slow, rhythmic, in harmony with everything around you. Now, imagine that with each breath out, your body sinks just a little deeper into this peaceful space, not physically, but gently, internally. It's as if layers of tension are dissolving, one by one, melting into the quiet night beneath you. Your shoulders soften further, your chest opens slightly, your face completely relaxed, even your thoughts settling. And as this continues, something even deeper begins to unfold. Your brain, now moving further into slow wave patterns, preparing the conditions for the most restorative phases of sleep, where synaptic connections are pruned and refined, where unnecessary signals are reduced and meaningful pathways are strengthened, like a quiet gardener tending to the landscape of your mind. You don't see it happening, but it is, gently, continuously, without interruption. And here, beneath this endless sky, you don't need to guide it. You don't need to understand it. You just need to rest. Let the stars drift slowly above you. Let your body sink gently below. Let your breath carry you deeper into stillness. There is nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, just this quiet, expanding night holding you softly as you drift further inward. And even now, as you rest beneath this endless sky, something continues to shift, quietly, steadily, like a current you can't quite see, but can begin to feel. This is the next layer, the deeper unfolding, where your mind begins to move not just into stillness, but into flow. Imagine now, without effort, that the ground beneath you is no longer solid, but soft, like a gentle current carrying you slowly, effortlessly. You are not falling, you are not drifting away, you are being held and guided, as if the night itself has become a calm river. This river moves slowly, almost imperceptibly, carrying you through a landscape made of dim, light and soft shadow. There is no destination, no urgency, just motion, smooth, continuous, reassuring. In this state, your brain is entering deeper synchronization, neurons firing together in slow, rhythmic patterns, creating what scientists observe as delta waves, the foundation of deep sleep. These waves are not chaotic, they are deeply ordered, like the steady rhythm of this quiet river. And as these waves spread, your awareness begins to blur even more, the edges of thought softening, the sense of time becoming less defined. Minutes no longer feel like minutes, they stretch, dissolve, becoming something softer. You may notice now that your body feels even heavier, or perhaps so relaxed that you barely feel it at all. Both are natural, both are signs that you are letting go. The river carries you onward, gently, passing through a space where the air feels warmer, softer, almost like a comforting presence surrounding you, not touching, but holding. And in this space, your brain continues its quiet work, clearing metabolic and byproducts, redistributing energy. optimizing the balance between different neural networks. It's a process so precise, so delicate, that it can only happen when you are completely at rest. There is nothing you need to assist, nothing you can speed up. It unfolds perfectly on its own. Now, imagine faint lights appearing along the edges of this river. Not bright, just soft glows, like distant lanterns, gently pulsing, each light steady, calm, reassuring. You don't need to follow them, just notice them as they pass, slowly, one by one. With each passing light, your thoughts grow quieter. With each gentle pulse, your breath deepens. With each moment, your mind drifts further from the surface and deeper into rest. This is where emotional processing begins to settle, where the intensity of the day softens, where experiences are gently reorganized, not erased, just placed into a calmer perspective. And somewhere within that process, your brain reduces the sharpness of stress responses, easing the activity of the amygdala, while strengthening connections with areas that support calm and regulation. You may not feel it directly, but you may sense a growing quiet, a subtle feeling of safety. The river continues, unhurried, carrying you deeper, further away from effort, closer to stillness. Let yourself be carried, no resistance, no direction, just this gentle movement through quiet light, drifting slowly into deeper and deeper rest. And as you continue to drift along this gentle current, something even more subtle begins to unfold beneath the surface of awareness. Your brain is not only resting, it is quietly rewriting, softly adjusting the patterns that shaped your day. Without effort, without interruption, you may not notice it directly, but each experience you had today, every thought, every emotion, every small moment has left a trace. Tiny patterns of activity across networks of neurons. And now, in this deeply relaxed state, your brain begins to revisit those patterns, not to relive them, but to soften them. In neuroscience, this process is known as memory consolidation, where the hippocampus, a structure deep within the brain, gently replays fragments of your day, sending them outward, integrating them into the broader cortex, where long-term understanding forms. But what's most important here is not the technical detail, it's the feeling of what this process does. It smooths, it reorganizes, it removes unnecessary weight, like waves slowly reshaping the shoreline. Your brain keeps what matters and lets go of what does not. And as this happens, emotional intensity begins to change. Experiences that once felt sharp begin to soften. Edges become less defined, reactions less immediate. This is partly because, during deep sleep, the brain reduces the influence of stress-related neurochemicals, allowing memories to be processed without the same emotional charge. So even without trying, even without thinking about it, your mind is gently healing itself. Now, as you drift deeper into this quiet river, imagine that each passing moment carries away a small fragment of tension, not all at once, just little by little. A thought you no longer need, a feeling that can now rest, a piece of the day dissolving into the distance. There is no need to choose what stays and what goes. Your brain already knows, and with each soft release, You may feel lighter, not dramatically, just slightly, enough to notice, or perhaps so gently that you only realize it later. Your breathing continues, slow, steady, effortless. Your body deeply supported. Your mind no longer holding on as tightly. And somewhere within this state, neural connections are being refined. Synapses that were heavily used becoming stronger. Those that were less important gradually fading. This is how learning stabilizes, how clarity emerges, how your brain becomes more efficient, more balanced. All of this happening quietly while you simply rest. There's nothing to do, nothing to guide, nothing to improve, just this gentle unfolding. Now, imagine the river slowing even further, becoming almost still, not stopping, just moving so slowly that it feels like complete calm. The soft lights around you dim slightly, not disappearing, just fading into the background, everything becoming quieter, more distant, more peaceful. Your thoughts now barely forming, your awareness drifting, floating somewhere between sensation and silence. This is the edge of deeper sleep, where the brain begins to enter its most restorative cycles, and you are already moving toward it naturally, effortlessly. Let the last traces of the day dissolve. Let the river carry them far away, and allow yourself to sink just a little deeper into this quiet, gentle, healing darkness. And as the river becomes still, almost like a mirror of quiet darkness, another shift begins, even softer, even deeper. The sense of you that was once clear begins to loosen, gently, naturally, as if it no longer needs to stay so defined. This is not something to think about, but something to feel. That quiet boundary between you and everything else becoming softer, more open, less separate. In deep states of rest, the brain reduces activity in regions responsible for maintaining a strong sense of self, particularly parts of the default mode network. This doesn't mean you disappear. It simply means the constant narration, the inner voice, the sense of I, begins to fade into the background. And what remains is something simpler, a calm awareness, without effort, without tension, without identity needing to hold itself together. You may begin to notice now that your body feels distant, not gone, just far away, like something resting quietly. While your awareness drifts elsewhere, your breathing continues on its own. Your heart steady, slow, your mind no longer reaching outward, just floating, softly. In this state, the brain is now deeply immersed in delta wave activity, the slowest, most restorative brain rhythms, where large groups of neurons fire in synchrony, followed by moments of silence, like waves rising and falling. These patterns allow the brain to reset, to conserve energy, to repair cellular structures, and to regulate essential systems that support long-term health. But again, you don't need to understand any of that, because your body already does. And it is doing it now, quietly, perfectly, as you rest. Now, imagine that even the river beneath you has dissolved. There is no movement, no direction, just a vast, soft darkness, not empty, but full of calm, full of stillness, full of quiet support. You are not falling. You are not drifting away. You are simply held, suspended, in a space where nothing is required. And as you remain here, even the last fragments of thought begin to fade. No need to follow anything. No need to remember anything. Just this soft, endless, calm, and somewhere very deep within, your brain continues its work, restoring, balancing, healing, without sound, without effort, without interruption. So now, let go even more of any remaining awareness, of any need to stay present, of any sense of holding on, and allow yourself to drift beyond thought, beyond effort, into the quiet, timeless stillness of sleep. And even here, in this vast stillness where thought has nearly faded, something continues quietly, steadily, like a gentle pulse beneath everything. This is where the deepest layers of healing begin to expand. Not in a way you can see, not in a way you can control, but in a way your brain has perfected over time. Within this quiet darkness, billions of neurons begin to follow a slower rhythm, rising together and resting together in synchronized waves. These slow oscillations are not random. They are part of a highly coordinated system, guiding the flow of energy and restoration throughout your brain. Between these waves, there are moments of near silence where deneural activity becomes minimal, allowing cellular repair to take place, energy to be restored, and balance to return. These pauses are just as important as the activity itself, like the stillness between breaths, where something essential resets. You don't feel these processes directly, but you may sense something else, a deeper quiet, a softer presence, as if everything inside you is settling into its natural rhythm. And as this continues, your brain begins to regulate the balance of neurotransmitters even further. GABA, a calming chemical, increases its influence, helping to quiet unnecessary signals while stabilizing neural circuits. At the same time, excitatory activity decreases, creating a state of deep internal calm. This is why, in this phase of sleep, disturbances fade, reactions soften, and the mind becomes deeply undisturbed. Now, imagine this calm, not as something inside you, but as something you are gently surrounded by, like a soft field of warmth, extending in every direction. There are no edges, no boundaries, just a continuous, supportive stillness. Your body remains completely at rest. Your breathing slow, effortless. Your awareness drifting even further into quiet. And somewhere within this state, your brain is also strengthening the systems that support emotional stability, connections between the prefrontal cortex and deeper emotional centers, becoming more balanced, more regulated. It's a subtle process, but over time, it allows you to respond to the world with greater calm, greater clarity. All of this happening now, without effort, without awareness, perfectly. Let yourself sink even deeper into this calm field. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to return to, just this quiet expansion, this gentle unfolding. As you remain here, even the sense of time continues to dissolve. There is no past, no future, only this, soft, endless, now, drifting deeper into rest. And within this deep quiet, where everything feels softened and distant, another subtle process continues, one that shapes how you will feel when you wake. Your brain is gently restoring balance, not just physically, but emotionally, chemically, energetically, in the most natural sense. Throughout the day, your brain uses energy constantly, processing information, responding to stimuli, managing emotions, and maintaining focus. This creates fluctuations, small imbalances, in the systems that regulate mood and perception. But here, in deep sleep, those systems begin to recalibrate. Neurotransmitters like serotonin, involved in mood and well-being, begin to stabilize. Dopamine, associated with motivation and reward, resets its sensitivity, becoming less overstimulated, more balanced. At the same time, levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone, continue to decline, reaching some of their lowest points during the night, allowing the body and brain to recover from the pressures of the day. You don't feel these changes happening, but you may notice a growing sense of ease, a subtle softness, as if something inside you is becoming lighter. Now, imagine this balance as a gentle glow, not bright, not intense, just a soft, steady warmth, somewhere deep within. It doesn't move quickly. It doesn't expand suddenly. It simply exists, quietly, calmly, and with each slow breath, it becomes just a little more present. This is not something you need to create. It is something your brain naturally restores, a state of equilibrium where systems align, where signals become clear, where noise fades, and as this happens, your emotional centers, particularly the limbic system, become less reactive, less sensitive to stress, while the regions responsible for regulation and control gently strengthen their influence. It's a quiet rebalancing, one that allows you to feel more grounded, more steady when you wake. Now, let yourself rest within this gentle glow. There's no need to focus on it, no need to hold it. Just allow it to be there, soft, stable, present. Your body remains deeply relaxed, your mind nearly still, your awareness drifting further into the background. And as everything continues to settle, even this soft glow begins to blend into the darkness, not disappearing, just becoming part of everything, balanced, quiet, complete. Let go even more, drift softly into the depth of this calm, endless sleep. And even now, as everything feels quieter, softer, almost distant, your brain continues to move in slow, the steady rhythms, guiding you further into rest. These are the slow waves of deep sleep, large, synchronized patterns of activity, rising and falling like a calm ocean at night. You don't hear them, but you may begin to feel something like their presence, a gentle, pulsing stillness, a rhythm that holds you without asking anything in return. In neuroscience, these slow waves are known as delta waves, the deepest and most restorative patterns the brain can produce. They allow large networks of neurons to fire together and then rest together, creating cycles of activity and silence. And in those moments of silence, something essential happens. Cells begin to repair. Energy is restored. Waste products are cleared more efficiently. It is a state where the brain conserves and renews, at the same time. You don't need to understand the details. Just imagine that each slow wave is like a soft tide, gently washing through your mind, carrying away what is no longer needed and leaving behind what supports balance and clarity. Now, allow yourself to feel that rhythm, not by thinking about it, but by letting your body follow it, your breath naturally aligning, slow, deep, even, your chest rising like a tide and falling just as gently. There is no effort here, no control, just a quiet synchronization between your body and your brain. As this continues, your awareness becomes even softer. Thoughts, if they appear, are faint, unfinished, dissolving before they fully form. There is nothing to follow, nothing to hold on to, only this slow, steady, quiet. Now, imagine that these waves extend beyond you, that the entire space around you moves with the same rhythm, a vast, the calm ocean of stillness, and you, resting within it, not separate, not apart, just gently carried by the same slow movement. And as you remain here, your brain continues its deep work, strengthening essential connections, reducing unnecessary activity, bringing systems back into balance, all without interruption, all without effort. You are not guiding this. You are not managing it. You are simply allowing it. Let each slow wave carry you a little deeper. Let each quiet moment soften you a little more, drifting downward into deeper and deeper stillness. And as these slow waves continue, gently carrying you inward, you may begin to sense a deeper space unfolding, not outside, but within your own mind, a quiet inner night, vast, open, and completely undisturbed. This is not something you need to imagine clearly. It is more like a feeling, a sense of openness, of space, of stillness. In deep sleep, the brain reduces sensory input from the outside world, allowing internal processes to take priority. The thalamus, a structure that normally relays sensory signals, becomes less active, gently closing the gates to external stimulation. And as that happens, your awareness is no longer pulled outward, it turns inward into this quiet inner landscape. Now, imagine or simply feel that you are moving through this space, not walking, not floating, just existing within it. There is no direction, no destination, only a calm, endless presence. The darkness here is not empty, it is soft, comforting, like a deep night sky without stars, where nothing needs to appear and nothing needs to change. Your body is no longer the focus, your thoughts no longer forming clearly. Even time seems to fade, moments blending into one another, without edges, without urgency. This is the state where the brain enters its most profound restorative cycles, where growth hormone release increases, supporting tissue repair, cellular regeneration, and overall recovery. But you don't need to think about that, because it is already happening perfectly, quietly. Now, let yourself become even more immersed in this inner night. There is nothing here to disturb you, nothing to demand your attention, just calm, just stillness, just rest. And as you remain here, even the sense of being aware begins to soften, not disappearing, just becoming lighter, more distant, as if you are gently fading into the background, and the night itself is holding you completely. Let go of any remaining effort, any remaining thought, any need to stay present, and allow yourself to drift fully into this quiet, endless rest. And even now, as you rest within this quiet inner night, something remarkably gentle continues to unfold, a process so subtle that you will never feel it directly, yet so essential that your brain depends on it every single night. This is the slow cleansing, the quiet renewal that happens only when you reach this depth of rest. Earlier, you heard about the glymphatic system, and now, without needing to remember the term, you are experiencing the conditions that allow it to work most effectively. In deep sleep, the space between brain cells expands slightly, just enough to allow cerebrospinal fluid to flow more freely, moving through delicate pathways, washing away metabolic byproducts that accumulate during waking hours. This flow is not rushed, not forceful. It is slow, rhythmic, like a soft current passing through a quiet landscape, guided by the same slow waves that now move gently through your brain. Imagine, without effort, that this process feels like a cool, clear stream moving silently through a forest at night, not visible, but present, touching everything without disturbing anything. And as it moves, it carries away what is no longer needed, tiny fragments of cellular activity, residual proteins, subtle imbalances, all gently lifted and carried away, leaving behind clarity, balance, space. This is not something you control, not something you influence. It is something your brain has learned to do perfectly over time. And it is doing it now, quietly, completely. As you remain in this stillness, your neurons continue to follow their slow rhythm, expanding and contracting in coordination with this fluid movement, creating a natural pulse that supports at this cleansing process. And somewhere within that pulse, your brain is also conserving energy, redirecting resources, focusing on restoration rather than reaction. This is why deep sleep is so essential. It is not simply rest, it is renewal. Now, allow yourself to sink even deeper into this feeling, as if your entire mind is being gently rinsed, not in a physical sense, but in a quiet, effortless way, where everything unnecessary dissolves and everything essential remains. Your breathing continues, slow, steady, soft, your body completely supported, your awareness barely present, just enough to feel the calm, the stillness, the quiet flow. And as this continues, even the idea of thinking fades further, replaced by something simpler, a gentle, silent presence. No words, no effort, just rest. Let the quiet current continue its work. Let your mind be cleared, softly, patiently, completely, drifting deeper into this state of pure restoration. And as this quiet cleansing continues, something equally important begins to take place. Not a removal, but a strengthening, a soft reinforcement of the connections that truly matter. This is how your brain decides what to keep and what to gently release. Throughout your day, Countless neural connections are activated, some repeatedly, some only once, and during deep sleep, your brain begins to refine these patterns, not by force, but through a process called synaptic homeostasis, where stronger connections are preserved and weaker ones are gradually reduced. It is not a harsh process. It is gentle, precise, balanced, like a quiet sculptor shaping something from within. Imagine, without needing to see it clearly, that within your mind, there are countless tiny pathways, some bright, some faint, and as you rest, the brighter ones become just a little stronger, more stable, while the faint ones slowly fade into the background. This is how clarity forms, how learning settles, how your mind becomes more efficient, all while you sleep. And as this happens, your brain is also strengthening emotional resilience, connections between the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system, becoming more coordinated, allowing you to respond to future experiences with greater calm, greater balance. You don't feel this happening, but it is shaping how you will feel tomorrow. Now, allow yourself to rest within this process. There is nothing you need to choose, nothing you need to guide. Your brain already knows what matters and what can be released. Your breathing remains slow, even effortless. Your body deeply relaxed, your awareness fading further like a soft light dimming. And as everything continues to settle, the sense of effort disappears completely. No need to think, no need to follow, just this quiet, ongoing refinement. Now, imagine that your entire mind feels smoother, less crowded, more open, like a calm sky. After clouds have gently passed, nothing forced, nothing removed suddenly, just a natural, gradual clearing. And within that space, a quiet strength remains, stable, balanced, calm. Let yourself sink into that calm. Let it hold you softly as everything unnecessary continues to fade and everything essential gently remains, drifting further into this quiet, effortless sleep. And as your mind continues this gentle refinement, something even softer begins to unfold. A quiet reset of emotional weight, the subtle easing of what once felt heavy, without needing to revisit it, without needing to understand it. Throughout the day, emotions leave traces, small patterns of activation across your brain, especially within regions like the amygdala, where signals of fear, stress, and urgency are processed. These patterns can linger, holding a certain intensity, even after the moment has passed. But here, in deep sleep, that intensity begins to change, not erased, not denied, just softened. Research shows that during deep sleep, and especially across sleep cycles, the brain reprocesses emotional experiences in a state where stress-related neurochemicals are reduced, particularly norepinephrine, allowing memories to be revisited without the same level of emotional charge. It is as if your brain is gently saying, "You can rest now. This is no longer urgent." Now, imagine without effort that each feeling from the day becomes like a faint echo, moving further away, not disappearing, just becoming quieter, less immediate. A moment that once felt tense now feels distant. A thought that once repeated now fades more quickly. A feeling that once stayed now loosens its hold. This is not something you are doing. It is something unfolding naturally as your brain carefully rebalances emotional circuits, strengthening pathways that support calm regulation while reducing unnecessary reactivity. And as this continues, you may sense a deeper lightness, not dramatic, not sudden, just a quiet easing, as if something inside you is no longer holding as tightly as before. Your breathing remains slow, steady, soft. Your body completely at rest. Your awareness barely present. And yet, within this stillness, a gentle transformation is taking place. Now, allow yourself to sink further into that feeling, as if each breath out carries away a small trace of tension. Not everything at once, just a little, and then a little more, until what remains is softer, calmer, easier to hold, even without noticing it, even without trying. Let the echoes continue to fade. Let the emotional weight gently dissolve, and allow your mind to rest in this quiet, balanced ease. And as that emotional weight continues to soften, something else begins to take shape. A quiet integration where different parts of your experience gently come together without conflict, without effort, forming a more unified, more peaceful inner state. During deep sleep, your brain is not only processing individual memories, it is also connecting them, linking fragments into broader patterns, allowing meaning to emerge naturally. This is how scattered experiences become understanding. But here, there is no need to analyze, no need to interpret. This integration happens silently, in the background, as different regions of your brain communicate, sharing information, aligning signals, bringing coherence to what once felt separate. Imagine, very gently, that your thoughts, your memories, your emotions are like small pieces of light, once scattered, now slowly drifting toward one another, not colliding, not forced, just gently aligning, forming something smoother, more continuous, more whole. And as this happens, your inner world begins to feel less fragmented, less divided, more at ease. This is part of how your brain builds a stable sense of self, not through a constant thinking, but through quiet organization, through rest, and within this state, connections between brain regions such as the hippocampus and the neocortex strengthen, allowing memories to settle into long-term networks while emotional centers remain calm. The result is not something you immediately notice, but something you feel later, as clarity, as steadiness, as a quiet sense of being okay. Now, allow yourself to rest within this integration. There is nothing to guide, nothing to hold together. Everything is already finding its place. Your breathing continues, slow, effortless, your body completely relaxed, your awareness fading further, like a distant light, becoming softer. And as everything settles, even the sense of separation begins to dissolve. No need to distinguish, no need to define, just this, a quiet, unified stillness. Let yourself drift deeper into it, where everything is connected, everything is calm, everything is at rest, and allow your mind to sink further into this gentle, seamless sleep. And even now, as your inner world becomes softer, more unified, more quietly at ease, something deeper continues to unfold beneath your awareness, a process so gentle, so steady, that you will never feel it directly, yet it shapes how you will feel when you wake. This is the slow restoration of your inner energy, the kind that does not arrive suddenly, but returns gradually, like warmth spreading through still air, unnoticed at first, and then quietly complete. Throughout the day, your brain has been working continuously, processing signals, maintaining attention, regulating emotion, coordinating movement, and sustaining awareness. And all of this activity requires energy, not just in a simple sense, but across billions of tiny cellular processes, each one consuming small amounts, moment by moment, until a subtle depletion begins to form, even if you are not consciously aware of it. And now, in this depth of rest, your brain gently shifts its priority away from responding, away from reacting, and toward restoring what has been used. In deep sleep, metabolic activity changes in a very specific way. Energy is no longer spent on complex external processing, and instead, it is redirected inward, toward repair, toward balance, toward renewal. Mitochondria, the structures within your cells responsible for producing energy, begin to recover their efficiency, restoring their capacity, stabilizing their function, while the brain reduces unnecessary signaling, conserving our resources, allowing systems to reset. This is not a rapid transformation. It is slow, rhythmic, precisely timed with the slow wave patterns of your brain, and perfectly aligned with your breathing, your heartbeat, your entire internal rhythm. Imagine now, without effort, that somewhere deep within you, there is a soft, steady warmth, not bright, not intense, just a quiet glow, like embers that never fully fade, holding a gentle heat that supports everything around them. This glow does not grow suddenly. It does not demand attention. It simply remains stable, consistent, present, and as you rest, it continues to restore what has been quietly used throughout the day. With each slow breath, nothing needs to change, nothing needs to increase, because this restoration is already happening naturally, without your involvement. And your body, or your brain, already knows exactly how to regulate it, exactly how to bring everything back into balance. And as this continues, your brain also redistributes energy across its networks. Areas that were overactive during the day begin to settle, while areas responsible for recovery, regulation, and maintenance gently become more active. This allows your system to rebalance itself, not by force, but by quiet adjustment, reducing unnecessary activity, strengthening essential function, and creating a state of internal stability that you will feel later, as calm, as clarity, as ease. You may not notice it now, but something inside you is being gently restored, not all at once, just gradually, steadily, exactly as needed. Your breathing remains slow, soft, effortless, your body completely supported, your awareness fading further into the background. And within this stillness, energy continues to return, quietly, without interruption, without demand. Now, allow yourself to rest even deeper within that warmth. There is nothing to hold on to, nothing to increase, nothing to control, just this quiet, ongoing restoration. Imagine that every part of you is receiving exactly what it needs, without asking, without effort, without awareness, perfectly. And as this continues, even the sense of needing anything begins to dissolve, because here, everything is already enough. Everything is already balanced. Everything is already being restored. Let yourself sink into that feeling, where there is no lack, no urgency, only this soft, steady renewal, drifting slowly, gently into deeper and deeper rest. And as this quiet restoration continues to deepen, something even more harmonious begins to take shape, a subtle synchronization where your mind and body no longer move separately, but begin to follow the same gentle rhythm, without effort, without awareness, as if everything within you is quietly aligning into one unified flow. Throughout the day, your systems often operate at different speeds. Your thoughts may move quickly, while your body carries tension, or your body may slow down, while your mind continues to process, creating a subtle imbalance, a quiet disconnection that you may not always notice but still feel in the background. And now, in this depth of rest, that separation begins to dissolve. Your brain, your heart, your breath, your nervous system, all begin to move together in a shared rhythm, not perfectly measured, not mechanically precise, but naturally aligned through biological processes that have evolved to restore balance during sleep. Your heart rate slows, becoming more steady, more consistent, each beat soft, predictable, supporting circulation without strain. Your breathing remains slow and deep, following its own natural timing, while gently influencing your heart, a process known as cardiorespiratory coupling, where breath and heartbeat begin to subtly synchronize, creating a calm, stable internal environment. At the same time, your brain continues producing slow-wave activity, large groups of neurons firing together, then resting together, in patterns that align with these bodily rhythms. This coordination allows your entire system to function as one, rather than separate parts, reducing internal noise, increasing efficiency, and deepening the state of restoration. Imagine now, without needing to see anything clearly, that your entire being is moving in one soft rhythm, not physically, but internally, like a quiet wave, rising and falling, without effort, without resistance, where nothing is out of place, nothing is ahead, nothing is behind, everything simply in sync. In this state, your nervous system becomes deeply regulated, the parasympathetic response fully active, supporting digestion, repair, immune function, and recovery, while reducing the influence of stress-related activity, creating a stable, restorative environment that allows healing processes to unfold more efficiently. You don't need to guide this. You don't need to maintain it. It is already happening, naturally, perfectly. As you rest, your muscles completely relaxed, your breath slow and even, your heart steady and calm, your brain synchronized in quiet. Its waves, everything aligned. And as this alignment deepens, even the sense of separation between mind and body begins to fade. No longer two systems, just one, moving together, softly, effortlessly. Now, allow yourself to drift further into that unity, where nothing needs to adjust, nothing needs to change, because everything is already in balance, already in harmony, already at rest. Let go even more of any remaining awareness, of any need to stay present, and allow yourself to sink deeper into this soft, continuous rhythm where everything flows together, where everything is calm, where everything is quiet, and where you can finally rest. And even now, as everything within you begins to move in one quiet rhythm, something deeper continues to unfold, a level of silence so complete, so gentle, that it allows your brain to enter in one of its most essential restorative states. This is not just rest, it is repair, happening continuously, patiently, beneath your awareness. In this depth of sleep, your brain begins to reduce unnecessary activity even further. Certain neural circuits temporarily disengage, creating longer windows of low electrical firing, almost like pauses between waves. And within these pauses, something important begins to happen. Neurons that have been active throughout the day begin to restore their internal balance, stabilizing ion gradients, resetting membrane potentials, and preparing themselves for future signaling. This process is quiet, slow, and incredibly precise, and it cannot happen effectively while you are awake, only here in this deep silence. At the same time, your brain increases the production of proteins associated with cellular repair, including those involved in synaptic maintenance and structural integrity, helping reinforce neural pathways that remain important, while supporting the removal of damaged or inefficient components. This is part of how your brain maintains long-term stability, not by constant activity, but by allowing space for restoration. In addition, antioxidant processes become more active, helping reduce oxidative stress that accumulates during waking hours, protecting neural tissue from gradual wear, and supporting long-term cognitive health. You don't feel any of this directly, but you may begin to sense something else, a deeper stillness, a more complete quiet, as if everything inside you is settling into its most natural state. Imagine now, without needing to see anything clearly, that your entire mind is resting in a vast field of silence, not empty, but full of calm, full of support, full of gentle stability. There is no movement, no urgency, no demand, just stillness. Your breathing continues, slow, soft, effortless. Your body, fully supported. Your awareness, fading even further. And within this state, your brain is no longer reacting, no longer processing external signals. It is simply maintaining, restoring, protecting, allowing every system to recalibrate without interruption. This is where deep recovery truly happens, not at the surface, but far beneath it, where silence becomes the condition for healing. And as you remain here, even the faintest traces of thought begin to dissolve. No need to follow anything. No need to understand anything. Just this: quiet, stable, restorative presence. Let yourself sink further into that silence where everything is being repaired gently, naturally, completely, without effort, without awareness, and allow your mind to drift deeper into this silent, endless, healing state. And even within this deep silence, where repair continues quietly, another essential process begins to unfold, one that you may never notice, yet it shapes how you experience the world when you wake. This is the gentle protection of your mind, the quiet recalibration of how your brain responds to stress, to emotion, to the unexpected. During waking hours, your brain is constantly scanning for signals, especially those related to potential threat, with regions like the amygdala remaining alert, sometimes even overactive. But here, in deep sleep, that activity begins to soften, not shutting down completely, but recalibrating, reducing unnecessary sensitivity, allowing your system to reset its baseline. Scientific studies have shown that during deep sleep, the brain reduces activity in fear processing circuits while strengthening regulatory pathways between the prefrontal cortex and limbic system. This means that your ability to respond calmly rather than react automatically is being quietly reinforced, not through effort, not through conscious control, but through rest, through this exact state you are in now. At the same time, stress hormones such as cortisol reach some of their lowest levels during the night, allowing the body to recover from prolonged activation, while neurotransmitters involved in calm regulation, including GABA, help maintain a stable internal environment, preventing unnecessary spikes in neural activity. This creates a protective effect, not as a barrier, but as a balance, a quiet system that keeps your mind steady, even when external conditions change. Now, imagine, without effort, that around your mind there is a soft field, not visible, not defined, but present, like a gentle atmosphere, holding everything in a state of calm. Nothing sharp enters here, nothing urgent reaches you. Everything that once felt intense becomes softer, filtered, regulated. Your breathing remains slow, your body deeply relaxed, your mind quiet. And within this state, your brain continues to fine-tune its responses, adjusting thresholds, reducing overreaction, strengthening stability, so that when you wake, your experience of the world feels different, calmer, more balanced, less overwhelming. You don't need to notice the change. You don't need to understand it, because it is already happening, quietly, perfectly. Now, allow yourself each to rest within that protection. There is nothing to guard against, nothing to prepare for, because here, everything is already safe. Everything is already held. Everything is already quiet. Let go, even more, of any remaining awareness, of any subtle tension, and allow yourself to drift further into this soft, protective stillness where your mind can fully rest. And even now, as your mind rests within this soft protection, something deeper continues to unfold. A process so quiet, so precise, that most people pass through it night after night without ever noticing. And yet it shapes the way they remember, the way they feel, and the way the mind carries the day into tomorrow. This is the subtle reorganization of memory, not cold, not mechanical, but gentle, adaptive, almost tender in the way the sleeping brain sorts through what has and been lived. Throughout the day, your mind gathers fragments, the sound of a voice, the feeling of light through a window, the tension of a difficult moment, the comfort of something familiar, the countless impressions that arrive and fade while you are awake. And for a while, many of these traces are held in a temporary form, especially in the hippocampus, a deep structure that helps record new experiences before they are gradually woven into the wider fabric of memory. But this recording is only the beginning, because sleep is when the deeper arrangement begins. In slow wave sleep, the brain starts to replay parts of recent experience in softened patterns, not as full scenes, not as perfect copies, but as compressed signals, simplified echoes, enough to help the cortex absorb what matters and release what does not. It is a quiet conversation between regions of the brain where temporary traces are reviewed, compared, sorted, and gently integrated into more stable networks. And because stress chemistry is lower during deep sleep, those memories can be processed with less emotional noise, less urgency, less internal friction. So what was sharp may become softer. What was scattered may become more coherent. What felt tangled may begin, very quietly, to loosen. Imagine now, without effort, that the events of your day are like tiny lights suspended in a dark and peaceful sky, some bright, some faint, some close together, some drifting alone. And as you rest here, those lights begin to move, not quickly, not dramatically, but with a natural intelligence, slowly arranging themselves into patterns. Some draw nearer because they belong together, a thought and a feeling, a sound and a place, a lesson and a memory, while others drift farther away, no longer needing to remain in the foreground. This is not loss, it is refinement, not forgetting in a painful sense, but the gentle release of what does not need to stay vivid. Because the brain is always balancing remembrance with peace, always deciding what should remain accessible and what can become quiet background. During this process, synaptic pathways that were repeatedly activated may be strengthened, while weaker or less meaningful ones may be reduced, helping the mind become more efficient, more organized, more clear. And all of this happens without your help, without your direction, without you needing to hold anything together. Your breathing remains slow, easy, unforced. Your body stays deeply supported. Your awareness barely touches the surface of these changes. And still, beneath that softness, your brain continues its delicate work, smoothing, arranging, integrating. It is almost like a librarian working by candlelight in a silent hall, placing each book where it belongs, not in a hurry, not under pressure, simply creating order, simply restoring calm And as this quiet ordering continues, emotional weight may soften too, because memories are not only facts, they are feelings attached to patterns, and sleep gently adjusts both, allowing experience to settle into a form that is easier to carry, easier to live with, easier to release when necessary. So now, there is nothing for you to solve, nothing to review, nothing to remember on purpose. You do not need to think back through your day. Your mind is already doing what it knows how to do, better than conscious effort ever could. And let the lights continue to arrange themselves. Let the unnecessary fade gently into distance. Let the meaningful settle into quiet stability, and allow yourself to drift even deeper, where thought becomes softer than mist, where memory becomes less like effort and more like quiet structure, where everything that needs a place is slowly finding one, and everything that no longer needs your attention is dissolving into calm until your inner world feels less crowded, less noisy, more spacious, more breathable, more still, and you continue drifting slowly, safely, into that ordered darkness where the mind keeps only what it needs and lets the rest become silence. And as this quiet reorganization continues beneath the surface of sleep, something else begins to appear. Not suddenly, not sharply, but in the softest possible way, like dawn forming behind clouds long before the eye can see it clearly. This is the gentle formation of inner clarity, the natural result of a brain that has been allowed to rest deeply enough to reduce noise, refine its signals, and return to a calmer internal balance. Clarity is often misunderstood as something you must chase, something you must think your way into. But the sleeping brain teaches a different truth, that clarity often emerges when effort falls away, when stimulation decreases, when the constant pressure to interpret and react is finally released. Throughout waking life, the mind is exposed to enormous complexity, decisions, emotions, interruptions, small unfinished thoughts, subtle worries, fragments of conversation, the residue of unfinished tasks. And even when you believe you have moved on from them, many of those impressions, they continue to create ripples in the nervous system. But here, in deep sleep, those ripples begin to settle. During slow wave sleep, coordinated neural activity supports the stabilization of important information and the reduction of irrelevant interference, while the lowered presence of stress-related neurochemicals helps the brain process without becoming entangled in urgency. What remains after enough quiet is not emptiness, but coherence, not blankness, but a smoother arrangement of what matters. Imagine now, very gently, that your mind is like a wide lake under a night sky, and during the day, wind moved across it, creating ripples and waves, some small, some restless, some overlapping until the whole surface became difficult to read. But now the wind has faded, the air is still, and the surface begins to smooth itself, not because anyone forced it to, but because stillness allows water to return to its natural calm. And as that calm deepens, the lake begins to reflect again, softly, clearly, without strain. This is how clarity often forms within the brain, not by adding more thought, but by reducing disturbance, not by forcing meaning, but by allowing patterns to settle until meaning becomes easier to perceive. And so, as you rest here, your brain continues making these small, elegant adjustments, strengthening pathways that support useful understanding, reducing crosstalk that creates mental clutter, improving efficiency in how information is stored and later retrieved. This is part of why a rested mind can feel lighter, more spacious, more capable of seeing what once felt obscured, even if nothing outside has changed. Something inside has become quieter, and that quiet changes everything. Your breathing remains slow and steady, each exhale softening the edges of awareness a little more. Your body rests without effort. Your thoughts, if they appear at all, feel distant and unfinished, unable to gather momentum, because the system that usually feeds them with urgency is now resting too. And within this deep ease, clarity is not arriving like a bright answer. It is forming like a gentle condition, a subtle order, a quiet transparency in the mind, the kind that you may only notice tomorrow, when something that felt confusing seems softer, when a feeling that felt tangled seems easier to hold, when a decision no longer feels as heavy as it did before. This is the hidden kindness of sleep, that it does not always solve, but it often clears enough space for understanding to emerge. And now there is nothing for you to figure out, nothing to chase, nothing to organize on purpose, because your brain is already continuing that work with extraordinary patience, with biological wisdom shaped over a lifetime. Let the lake remain calm. Let the surface grow smoother. Let the internal noise continue to fade until only the quiet architecture of understanding remains. Not in words, not in conclusions, but in a deep and steady sense that everything inside you is becoming less crowded, less pressured, more open, more clear. And as that openness deepens, even clarity itself begins to soften into sleep. No longer something to notice, no longer something to name, just a gentle spaciousness, a balanced stillness, a mind no longer pushed or pulled, resting in its own quiet order, drifting farther from effort, farther from tension, farther from the "you need to know," until all that remains is this soft inner calm, this silent coherence, this peaceful dark, carrying you downward, slowly, safely, into deeper and deeper rest. And even now, as your mind becomes quieter, more spacious, more gently ordered, something deeper continues to unfold, a process so subtle, so constant, that it shapes how you feel long after this night has passed. This is the quiet rebalancing of your inner chemistry, the slow and natural adjustment of the systems that influence mood, energy, and emotional stability. Throughout the day, your brain relies on a complex network of chemical messengers, neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, along with hormones such as cortisol, all working together to regulate how you respond, how you focus, how you feel. And as you move through different experiences, these systems shift, sometimes becoming overstimulated, sometimes slightly depleted, creating small imbalances that are rarely noticed in the moment. but quietly accumulate over time. And now, in this depth of rest, your brain begins to restore that balance, not abruptly, not forcefully, but through gradual, coordinated adjustments that unfold in synchrony with your slow wave activity. During deep sleep, levels of cortisol naturally decline, reaching some of their lowest points in the entire 24-hour cycle, allowing the body and brain to recover from prolonged activation, reducing internal stress signals, and creating a biological environment that supports calm. At the same time, neurotransmitter systems begin to stabilize, serotonin pathways recalibrate, helping restore emotional equilibrium. Dopamine sensitivity adjusts, reducing overstimulation and restoring a more natural response to reward and motivation, while GABA activity continues to support inhibition of unnecessary neural firing, maintaining a quiet, stable internal state. This is not something you feel directly, but you may sense something softer, a subtle ease, a gentle settling, as if something inside you is no longer pushing, no longer reacting as strongly. Now, imagine, without effort, that deep within you, there is a soft field of balance, not visible, not defined, but present, like a calm atmosphere that surrounds everything within your mind. Nothing is too intense here. Nothing is too sharp. Everything is regulated. Everything is steady. This is how your brain restores emotional stability, not by removing feeling, but by adjusting its intensity, allowing you to experience without becoming overwhelmed, allowing you to respond without becoming consumed. And as this continues, your nervous system remains in a parasympathetic state, supporting rest, digestion, repair, and long-term regulation, while reducing unnecessary activation of stress pathways. This creates a condition where healing is not only possible, but natural, continuous, and sustainable. You don't need to guide this. You don't need to monitor it, because your brain already knows how to rebalance itself perfectly, quietly. As you rest, your breathing remains slow, even effortless, your body deeply supported, your awareness fading further into the background. And within this stillness, your chemistry continues to align gradually, precisely, without interruption. Now, allow yourself to rest within that balance. There is nothing to correct, nothing to fix, nothing to improve, because everything is already adjusting, already stabilizing, already returning to its natural state. Let go, even more, of any remaining tension, of any subtle key-holding, and allow your mind to drift deeper into this soft, stable equilibrium where everything is calm, everything is regulated, everything is at rest, and you are gently carried further into sleep. And as this balance settles more deeply within you, something else begins to unfold, not as a process you can follow, but as a quiet expansion, a spreading calm that moves through your entire system. This is the soft expansion of inner calm, the natural result of a brain that has reduced noise, restored balance, and entered a state where nothing needs to be activated, nothing needs to be resolved. Throughout the waking day, calm can feel fragile, easily interrupted, easily replaced by thought, by reaction, by external demand. But here, in this depth of rest, calm is not something you maintain. It is something that expands on its own. As neural activity slows and synchronization increases, the brain reduces variability in its signaling, creating a more stable baseline, a quieter internal environment where fluctuations become less extreme, less frequent, and less disruptive. At the same time, the reduction in cortisol, combined with stabilized neurotransmitter activity, allows the body to remain in a sustained state of relaxation, where muscles stay loose, breathing remains steady, and internal systems continue to operate without tension. Imagine now, without effort, that this calm within you is like a soft space, slowly expanding, not pushing outward, not growing forcefully, but gently extending, like warmth spreading through still air. At first, it is subtle, barely noticeable, but as it continues, it fills more of your awareness, more of your body, more of your mind, until everything feels touched by it, everything softened, everything eased. This calm does not erase experience, it does not remove memory, it simply changes the way everything is held, reducing pressure, reducing urgency, allowing space. And as this expansion continues, even the boundaries between different sensations begin to soften. Your body feels less separate, your thoughts less defined, your awareness less focused, everything blending into a single, continuous, quiet state. This is where deep rest becomes immersive, where calm is no longer something you notice, but something you exist within. Your breathing remains slow, gentle, unforced. Your body fully relaxed, your mind nearly still. And within this state, calm continues to expand, without limit, without effort, without interruption. You don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to deepen it, because it is already deep, already complete, already present. Now, allow yourself to drift fully into that calm, where nothing needs to change, nothing needs to happen, nothing needs to be understood. Just this soft, endless, quiet, holding you, supporting you, carrying you further and further into the depth of sleep. And even now, as that calm continues to expand, quietly, steadily, something even deeper begins to align within you, a soft harmonizing of rhythms that you rarely notice while awake, yet depend on every moment of your life. This is the gentle synchronization of your internal clocks, your biological rhythms, your circadian patterns, all quietly recalibrating in the stillness of sleep. Throughout the day, your body follows subtle cycles, regulating temperature, hormone release, alertness, and energy. But these cycles are often influenced by external demands, light, activity, stress, and thought, creating small misalignments, small shifts that your body carries without complaint. And now, in this deep state of rest, those rhythms begin to realign. In deep sleep, the brain works closely with the hypothalamus, particularly the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the central clock that helps coordinate circadian timing, adjusting signals that influence hormone cycles, including melatonin, growth hormone, and cortisol, aligning them into a more stable pattern. This alignment supports not only sleep quality, but long-term regulation of mood, metabolism, and cognitive function. At the same time, your body temperature subtly decreases, supporting deeper sleep, while heart rate variability increases, indicating a more flexible, adaptive nervous system, one that is capable of responding calmly rather than reacting automatically. You may not feel these changes directly, but you may sense something deeper, a quiet sense of alignment, as if everything inside you is moving together, not perfectly measured, but naturally coordinated. Now, imagine, without effort, that your entire system is like a series of soft waves, once slightly out of sync, now gradually aligning, rising and falling together in a calm, continuous rhythm. Nothing forced, nothing corrected suddenly, just a gentle return to natural timing. And as this continues, your brain supports the release of growth hormone, which peaks during deep sleep, playing a role in tissue repair, immune function, and overall restoration, while melatonin continues to support the depth and stability of sleep, reinforcing this state. All of this happening quietly, without interruption, without effort. You don't need to adjust anything. You don't need to fix anything, because your body already knows how to return to balance, how to realign itself, how to restore its own rhythm. Your breathing remains slow, soft, effortless, your body fully supported, your awareness drifting even further away, and within this deep stillness, your internal rhythms continue to harmonize, becoming smoother, more stable, more aligned. Now, allow yourself to sink deeper into that rhythm, where everything moves together, everything flows gently, everything is in quiet coordination. Let go, even more, of any remaining sense of separation, of any subtle tension, and allow your entire system to rest within this soft, natural harmony, drifting further into sleep. And as your inner rhythms continue to align, something else begins to soften, something that has been quietly present throughout your waking life, the boundaries of the mind, the subtle edges that separate thought from feeling, body from awareness, self from surroundings. And now, in this depth of rest, those boundaries begin to dissolve, gently, naturally, without effort. During deep sleep, activity in the brain regions responsible for maintaining a strong sense of self, particularly within the default mode network, continues to decrease, reducing the constant internal narration, the ongoing sense of I that shapes waking experience. This does not remove you. It softens the structure. It reduces the tension, allowing awareness to exist without needing to define itself. Now, imagine, without trying to picture it clearly, that the edges of your experience are becoming less distinct, where your body ends and the space around you begins, becomes softer, less defined, where thought once formed clearly now fades before it completes, where awareness once focused now gently spreads, not disappearing, just expanding, becoming less concentrated, more open. This is a natural state, a return to a quieter form of being. And as this continues, your brain reduces the segregation between networks, allowing broader patterns of activity to emerge, creating a more unified, less fragmented internal experience. You are not losing anything. You are simply no longer holding things apart. And in that release, there is ease, there is calm, there is space. Your breathing remains slow, even unnoticed. Your body deeply relaxed, your mind no longer forming structure. And within this softness, even the idea of separation becomes less important. No need to define, no need to distinguish, no need to hold onto identity. Just this open, gentle presence. Now, allow yourself to drift further into that openness where there are no edges to maintain, no boundaries to hold, nothing to separate, everything blending, everything softening, everything at rest. Let go, even more, of any sense of holding, of any need to stay aware, and allow your mind to dissolve gently into this quiet, boundless sleep. And even now, as the boundaries of your mind continue to soften, something even deeper begins to release, not suddenly, not all at once, but in a slow, almost imperceptible way. This is the deep release of residual tension, the kind your body carries without asking, the kind that builds quietly across hours, across days, and is only truly let go in this depth of rest. Throughout your waking life, your muscles hold small amounts of tension. Your nervous system maintains a subtle readiness. Your brain keeps background processes active, even when you believe you are relaxed. And over time, these small layers accumulate, not enough to overwhelm, but enough to create a constant, quiet effort within the body. And now, in this state, your system begins to unwind that effort gently, continuously, in deep sleep. Muscle tone decreases significantly, not just in large muscle groups, but in smaller stabilizing muscles as well, allowing the body to fully release contraction, while the motor cortex reduces its signaling, minimizing unnecessary activation. At the same time, the nervous system maintains parasympathetic dominance, supporting relaxation at every level, reducing micro-tension that would otherwise go unnoticed. You may not feel this directly, but you may sense a deeper heaviness, or perhaps a deeper lightness, as if your body no longer needs to hold itself together in the same way. Now, imagine, without effort, that every layer of tension within you is slowly dissolving, not forced, not pushed away, just softening, like something that no longer needs to stay. Your shoulders releasing further, your chest open and at ease, your stomach soft, your back fully supported, your legs heavy or completely distant. There is nothing to hold, nothing to maintain, nothing to prepare for. And as this continues, your brain reduces background alertness signals, decreasing activity in systems that monitor for external input, allowing deeper disengagement from the environment. This creates a state where the body is not just resting, but fully letting go, not partially relaxed, but completely unheld. And in that state, healing deepens, recovery becomes more efficient, energy is conserved, and systems that require stillness are finally able to function fully. You don't need to guide this release. You don't need to check for tension, because your body is already letting go, naturally, perfectly. As you rest, your breathing remains slow, soft, barely noticeable. Your awareness drifting further away, And within this deep quiet, tension continues to dissolve, layer by layer, without effort, without awareness. Now, allow yourself to sink even deeper into that release, where nothing is held, nothing is resisted, nothing remains tight, just this soft, complete letting go. Let go even more of any remaining sensation, of any subtle holding, and allow your body to rest fully in this deep, effortless stillness. And as this deep release continues, something else begins to fade, something that once felt constant, familiar, always present, the movement of thought itself. And now, in this depth of rest, thought no longer holds its shape, no longer continues in clear patterns. It begins to dissolve gently, naturally, without effort. Throughout the day, your mind generates continuous streams of thought, processing information, interpreting experience, planning, remembering, reacting. But here, in deep sleep, the systems that sustain structured thinking, particularly within the prefrontal cortex, become less active, reducing the formation of linear, logical sequences. This does not mean your brain stops working. It means it changes how it works, moving away from structured thought and into slower, more diffuse patterns, where activity continues, but without clear direction, without narrative, without effort. Now, imagine, without needing to visualize, that your thoughts are like faint shapes in the distance, appearing and then fading before they fully form. There is no need to follow them, no need to understand them. They do not stay long enough to matter. And as this continues, even the space between thoughts begins to widen. Moments of silence, growing longer, more complete, until silence becomes the dominant experience and thought becomes something distant, rare, unfinished. This is where the mind begins to move beyond active thinking, not into emptiness, but into quiet presence, a state where awareness exists without needing content, without needing direction. And as this deepens, even awareness itself begins to soften, not in disappearing, just fading into the background, like something no longer needed. Your breathing continues, slow, effortless, your body fully at rest, your mind no longer forming structure. And within this state, everything becomes simpler, quieter, more distant. There is no need to think, no need to remember, no need to understand. Just this, soft, endless, calm. Now, allow yourself to drift even further, beyond thought, beyond awareness, beyond effort, where nothing forms, nothing moves, nothing calls your attention, just a quiet, boundless stillness, holding you, carrying you gently into the deepest, most peaceful sleep. And even now, as thought begins to fade and awareness softens into the background, something else begins to change in a way that is almost impossible to notice. While awake, your sense of time itself begins to loosen, to stretch, to dissolve into something softer. This is the deep quiet where time slows down, not because the world has stopped, but because your brain no longer needs to measure it, no longer needs to track each passing second. Throughout the day, your perception of time is shaped by attention, by memory, by the continuous processing of events, each moment linked to the next, forming a steady flow. But here, in deep sleep, that structure begins to dissolve. Neural systems that help encode sequential experience, particularly within the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, reduce their activity. And without that structured processing, time is no longer experienced in the same linear way. Instead, the brain moves through cycles, slow, repeating, without a clear sense of before or after, just rhythm, just presence. You may not feel time passing now. You may not notice moments changing because there is no need to. Everything is already where it needs to be. Now, imagine, without effort, that you are resting in a space where time does not move forward and does not move backward. It simply exists, soft, still, unmeasured. There is no urgency here, no schedule, no expectation, nothing to arrive at, nothing to leave behind. And as this continues, your brain becomes fully immersed in slow oscillatory patterns, cycles of activity and rest, repeating gently, without direction, creating a stable, timeless state where restoration can occur without interruption. This is one of the reasons deep sleep feels so complete, because without time, there is no pressure. Without sequence, there is no demand, only rest, only stillness, only quiet continuity. Your breathing remains slow, even effortless. Your body fully supported. Your mind no longer tracking, no longer measuring, no longer moving from one thought to the next. Everything simply is. And in that state, everything becomes easier, lighter, more distant. Now, allow yourself to drift even deeper into that timeless space where nothing changes, nothing progresses, nothing needs to happen. Just this soft, endless stillness. Let go, even more, of any sense of before, of any sense of after, and allow your mind to rest in this quiet, unmeasured, calm, drifting further beyond time into sleep. And as time itself begins to dissolve, something even deeper begins to take hold, a slow descent, not downward in space, but inward into the quietest layers of rest your brain can reach. This is a gentle descent into dreamless depth, where the mind is no longer forming images, no longer creating narratives, but resting in its most fundamental state. In earlier stages of sleep, the brain may still produce dreamlike activity, fragments of imagery, emotional impressions, subtle shifts in awareness. But here, in this deeper phase, those processes begin to fade, replaced by broad, synchronized patterns of neural activity, where large groups of neurons fire together, then fall silent, creating the deepest slow-wave cycles. This is the state most associated with physical restoration, where growth hormone release peaks, where cellular repair becomes most efficient, where energy conservation reaches its highest level. And all of this happens because the mind has let go of everything else. Now, imagine, without needing to visualize clearly, that you are gently descending into a space where nothing forms, no images, no thoughts, no sensations that need your attention, just a soft, complete stillness, not empty, but full of quiet, full of rest, full of deep, restorative calm. Your body is no longer something you feel. Your thoughts no longer something you follow. Even awareness itself becomes distant, like something fading into the background. This is where the brain reaches its most profound level of synchronization, where electrical activity becomes slow, wide, coordinated, supporting every system that depends on true rest. You don't need to stay aware here. You don't need to notice anything, because this state does not require attention. It only requires letting go. And you are already doing that, naturally, without effort. Your breathing continues, soft, slow, barely noticeable. Your body completely at a rest, your mind no longer forming structure. And within this depth, everything continues to restore, perfectly, quietly, without interruption. Now, allow yourself to descend even further into that dreamless quiet, where nothing calls you back, nothing pulls you outward, nothing remains unfinished. Just this deep, silent rest. Let go completely and drift beyond thought, beyond time, beyond awareness, into the deepest, most peaceful sleep. And even now, as you drift within that dreamless depth, where thought has faded and time has loosened its hold, something even more fundamental continues to unfold, a quiet stabilization of the vast networks within your brain, a process so essential, so deeply embedded in your biology that it supports everything you will think, feel, and experience when you wake again. Throughout the day, your brain forms and adjusts countless connections, neurons communicating across intricate pathways, strengthening some, weakening others, adapting continuously to the flow of experience. And while this constant plasticity allows learning and flexibility, it also creates a certain level of instability, a dynamic shifting that requires periodic recalibration. And it is here, in this deep state of sleep, that your brain begins to stabilize those changes. During slow-wave sleep, large-scale neural networks enter coordinated patterns of activity, where groups of neurons fire together in synchronized bursts, followed by periods of silence. This oscillation allows the brain to reinforce important pathways while reducing background noise, creating clearer signal transmission and more efficient communication across regions. It is not about adding more complexity, but about refining what already exists, bringing coherence to what was once scattered. At the same time, synaptic homeostasis continues, gently scaling down excessive synaptic strength that accumulated during waking hours, preventing overload, reducing unnecessary energy consumption, and preserving the integrity of essential connections. This process ensures that your brain remains adaptable without becoming chaotic, stable without becoming rigid. You do not feel this directly, but something within you is becoming more balanced, more organized, more steady. Now, imagine, without effort, that your mind is like a vast network of pathways, once filled with overlapping signals, now slowly becoming clearer. Not empty, but refined, not reduced, but stabilized. Each pathway gently settling into its natural state, each connection finding its appropriate strength. Nothing forced, nothing rushed, just a quiet, intelligent adjustment. And as this continues, your brain reduces random neural firing, decreasing internal noise, allowing meaningful patterns to emerge more easily. This is part of why, after deep sleep, thinking can feel clearer, decisions can feel easier, and perception can feel more stable. All of this happening now, without effort, without awareness, without interruption. Your breathing remains slow, even effortless. Your body deeply supported, your awareness nearly dissolved, and within this depth, your neural systems continue to stabilize, becoming quieter, more efficient, more aligned. Now, allow yourself to drift even deeper into that stability, where nothing is overactive, nothing is chaotic, nothing is strained. Just this is soft, balanced order. Let go, even more, of any remaining activity, of any subtle movement of thought, and allow your mind to rest fully within this quiet, stable stillness, drifting further into sleep. And even within this quiet stability, as your brain settles into deeper balance, another subtle process continues to unfold, one that protects and preserves your ability to think clearly, to perceive accurately, and to respond with ease when you wake. This is the gentle preservation of cognitive clarity, a process that does not create something new, but maintains what is essential, refining it, supporting it, and protecting it from unnecessary disruption. Throughout the day, your cognitive systems are constantly engaged, processing information, solving problems, shifting attention, managing complexity, and over time, this activity can lead to a buildup of interference, overlapping signals, reduced signal-to-noise ratio, making thoughts feel heavier, less precise, more effortful. But here, in deep sleep, that interference begins to clear. As neural noise decreases, signal clarity improves. As unnecessary synaptic activity is reduced, important pathways become more distinct. As brain regions synchronize, communication becomes more efficient. This is not something you actively create. It is something your brain restores. Naturally, quietly, perfectly. Imagine now, without effort, that your mind is like a clear night sky, once slightly clouded, now gradually opening, not suddenly, not dramatically, but gently, allowing space, allowing clarity, allowing stillness. And as this continues, your brain maintains the integrity of networks responsible for attention, working, a memory, an executive function, ensuring that when you return to wakefulness, these systems are ready, not strained, not depleted, but supported. You do not need to think about clarity. You do not need to create it, because it is already forming. Within this quiet, within this rest, your breathing remains slow, soft, effortless, your body completely relaxed, your mind nearly silent. And within this state, cognitive clarity continues to stabilize, not as a thought, not as an idea, but as a condition, a readiness, a quiet potential. Now, allow yourself to drift even deeper into that clarity, where nothing is blurred, nothing is forced, nothing is held too tightly. Just this soft, open, balanced awareness. Let go, even more, of any need to think, of any need to understand, and allow your mind to rest within this unclear, quiet space, drifting further into the depth of sleep. And even now, as your mind rests within this quiet clarity, something deeper continues to unfold. A process so steady, so fundamental, that it supports not just thought, but the entire functioning of your body. This is the quiet renewal of your inner systems, the slow and continuous restoration of the networks that sustain life itself. Throughout the day, your body works without pause, regulating circulation, maintaining internal balance, coordinating immune responses, processing nutrients, and adapting to countless external demands. And while much of this happens automatically, it still creates subtle strain, small imbalances that accumulate quietly. And now, in this depth of sleep, your system begins to restore itself. During deep sleep, the autonomic nervous system remains in a parasympathetic dominant state, supporting processes that are often reduced during waking hours, including tissue repair, immune function, and metabolic regulation. Blood flow is redistributed, favoring internal organs and restorative pathways, while heart rate remains slow and stable, creating an environment where recovery can occur efficiently. At the same time, the immune system becomes more active in specific ways, increasing the production of cytokines involved in repair and defense, helping the body recover from minor damage, inflammation, and daily wear. This is part of how sleep supports long-term health, not by reacting to illness, but by maintaining balance before disruption occurs. You may not feel these changes directly, but something within you is becoming stronger, more stable, more supported. Now, imagine, without effort, that your entire body is gently renewing itself, not dramatically, not intensely, but quietly, cell by cell, system by system, everything returning to its natural state. Your breathing remains slow, soft, effortless, your body deeply relaxed, your awareness nearly gone, and within this stillness, your internal systems continue to restore, working together, coordinated, balanced, without interruption. You do not need to assist, you do not need to guide, because your body already understands exactly how to repair, exactly how to renew, exactly how to maintain itself. And as this continues, even the smallest imbalances begin to settle, returning to equilibrium, returning to stability, returning to quiet function. Now, allow yourself to rest within that renewal, where everything is being supported, everything is being restored, everything is being maintained. Let go, even more, of any remaining awareness, of any sense of effort, and allow your entire system to sink deeper into this quiet, complete restoration, drifting softly into sleep. And as this renewal continues, something else becomes more apparent, not as a clear sensation, but as a quiet continuity, a steady, uninterrupted flow of rest that carries you deeper, without disruption, without resistance. This is the gentle continuity of deep sleep, the way your brain maintains stability across cycles, ensuring that restoration is not brief, but sustained. Sleep is not a single state, but a series of cycles, moving between lighter and deeper phases, each with its own role, each contributing to the overall process of recovery. And within these cycles, deep sleep acts as the foundation, the stage where the most essential restorative processes occur. And now, as you remain in this depth, your brain is working to maintain that stability, minimizing disturbances, reducing spontaneous awakenings, and preserving the conditions necessary for continued restoration. Neural activity remains synchronized, breathing remains steady, heart rate remains slow, everything aligned, everything consistent. This continuity is important because interruption can reduce the effectiveness of these processes. But here, in this state, your system is maintaining the conditions it needs naturally. You do not need to protect this state. You do not need to hold on to it because your brain is already sustaining it quietly, effortlessly. Imagine now, without effort, that you are being gently carried along a smooth, endless current, not moving quickly, not changing direction, just continuing without interruption, without a disturbance, a steady flow of rest, of calm, of stillness. And as this continues, even the idea of transition fades. There is no sense of moving from one state to another, only this continuous, unbroken rest. Your breathing remains slow, soft, unnoticed. Your body completely at ease. Your mind silent. And within this quiet continuity, everything continues to restore, without pause, without effort, without awareness. Now, allow yourself to drift even deeper into that flow where nothing interrupts, nothing disturbs, nothing changes suddenly. Just this soft, endless continuation, holding you, supporting you, carrying you further into the depth of sleep. And even now, as you are carried within this continuous depth of rest, something even more subtle continues to unfold. A quiet regulation, a fine-tuning of balance across your entire internal system. This is the gentle regulation of your internal balance, the way your body and brain continuously adjust, correct, and stabilize themselves without effort, without interruption. Throughout the day, countless variables shift within you. Fluid levels, ion concentrations, glucose availability, oxygen distribution, temperature, pH levels, and while your body maintains these within narrow ranges, small deviations occur constantly as part of normal activity. And now, in deep sleep, those deviations begin to settle. In this state, homeostatic mechanisms become more efficient. The brainstem and hypothalamus coordinating adjustments that restore equilibrium, regulating fluid exchange, stabilizing electrolyte gradients, and ensuring that each system operates within its optimal range. This process is not dramatic. It is precise, continuous, and deeply coordinated. At the same time, the endocrine system continues to balance hormone levels, supporting long-term stability, reducing variability, and reinforcing patterns that allow your body to function smoothly when you wake. You do not feel this directly, but something within you is becoming more stable, more even, more quietly balanced. Now, imagine, without effort, that your entire body is like a system of gentle currents, once slightly uneven, now slowly smoothing out, not forced, not corrected abruptly, just quietly returning to equilibrium. Each system, finding its natural level, each process settling into its proper rhythm. And as this continues, your internal environment becomes more consistent, less variable, more predictable, creating the conditions for efficient function, reduced stress, and a deeper overall stability. Your breathing remains slow, soft, effortless. Your body completely supported, your awareness nearly dissolved. And within this stillness, regulation continues, quietly, precisely, without interruption. You do not need to monitor anything. You do not need to adjust anything, because your body already knows exactly how to maintain balance, exactly how to stabilize itself, exactly how to return to its natural state. And as this continues, even the smallest fluctuations begin to fade, leaving behind a deeper sense of internal calm, a quieter, more stable presence. Now, allow yourself to rest within that balance, where everything is regulated, everything is aligned, everything is at ease. Let go, even more, of any remaining awareness, of any subtle sensation, and allow your entire system to drift deeper into this soft, stable equilibrium, drifting gently into sleep. And as this balance settles completely, something else becomes clear, not as a thought, not as a realization, but as a quiet continuation, a soft unfolding of sleep that no longer feels like a transition, but like a state you have fully entered. This is a soft continuation into effortless sleep, where there is no longer any sense of trying, no sense of moving deeper, because you are already there. Earlier, there may have been a subtle awareness of drifting, of letting go, of following the breath. But now, even that awareness begins to fade, replaced by something simpler, something more complete. Your brain, now fully immersed in deep, slow wave activity, continues its restorative cycles without interruption, without fluctuation, maintaining stability, preserving depth, and supporting ongoing recovery. There is no need to deepen sleep, no need to stay relaxed, no need to follow anything, because everything is already happening, naturally, completely. Now, imagine or simply feel that you are resting in a space where nothing changes, not because time has stopped, but because everything has settled. There is no movement toward anything, no movement away. Just this quiet, continuous presence. Your breathing, soft, barely noticeable. Your body, fully released. Your mind, silent. And within this state, everything continues to function. Everything continues to restore. Everything continues to balance, without you needing to notice, without you needing to remain aware. And as this continues, even the faintest sense of observation begins to dissolve. No longer watching, no longer following, no longer present in it the same way, just resting, fully, completely. And in that complete rest, sleep becomes effortless, not something you enter, but something you are. Now, allow yourself to let go, even more, of any remaining connection to thought, of any awareness of this moment, and allow everything to fade gently, naturally, into this soft, endless sleep. And even now, as you remain within this effortless depth, where sleep is no longer something you enter, but something you are. A final layer of quiet integration continues to unfold, so subtle, so complete, that it does not feel like a process at all, but simply a state of being. This is a deep integration of rest and being, where the distinction between body, mind, and awareness dissolves into a single, unified calm. Throughout the earlier stages, your brain has been restoring, reorganizing, destabilizing, balancing. But here, in this depth, all of those processes begin to merge, not separate actions, but one continuous, seamless condition. In neuroscience, this phase reflects the sustained presence of synchronized slow-wave activity, where large-scale networks operate in harmony, minimizing internal conflict, reducing fragmentation, and supporting a fully integrated state of rest. This is not about doing more, but about maintaining less interference, less variability, less unnecessary activation. You do not experience this as a function. You experience it as quiet, as stillness, as something that simply is. Now, imagine, without effort, that everything within you has settled into one gentle presence, not layered, not divided, not moving separately, just one continuous, soft, still field. Your breathing is no longer a something you notice. Your body is no longer something you feel clearly. Your mind is no longer something that forms. Everything blending, everything unified, everything at rest. And as this continues, your brain maintains this integrated state, allowing communication between regions to remain efficient, while preventing unnecessary activity from re-emerging, preserving depth, preserving calm. There is nothing to guide here, nothing to adjust, nothing to follow, because everything has already settled, everything has already aligned, everything has already become quiet. Your awareness, now only a faint trace, barely present, barely needed, and within this depth, even that trace begins to fade, not abruptly, not completely, just gently, like something no longer required. Now, allow yourself to rest fully within this integration where nothing is separate, nothing is active, nothing is held apart, just this soft, endless being. Let go even more of any remaining sense of self, of any subtle awareness, and allow everything to settle completely into this unified, effortless sleep. And as even that faint trace of awareness continues to soften, something final begins to take shape, not as an event, not as a transition, but as a complete settling, a final descent into stillness so deep, so quiet, that nothing remains to be noticed. This is the final descent into complete stillness, where sleep reaches its most profound depth. At this stage, the brain maintains its slow-wave dominance, neural activity continuing in synchronized patterns, while periods of near silence become longer, more complete, supporting maximal restoration, energy conservation, and cellular and repair. There is no awareness of this, no observation, no recognition, because the systems that support awareness have softened to the point of near absence. Now, imagine, or simply allow, that everything within you has come to rest, not gradually, not partially, but completely. No movement, No thought, no sensation requiring attention, just stillness, deep, endless, unbroken. Your breathing continues, but you do not follow it. Your body exists, but you do not feel it clearly. Your mind functions, but you do not perceive it. Everything simply continues without you needing to be present. And within this complete stillness, all restorative processes continue perfectly, silently, without interruption. This is the deepest form of rest, not something you achieve, but something your body naturally enters when everything else has been released, when nothing remains to be held, when awareness no longer needs to stay. Now, allow yourself to release even the last trace of noticing, of sensing, of being aware, and allow everything to dissolve fully into this complete, silent stillness where nothing moves, nothing changes, nothing calls you back. Just this deep, endless sleep. And even here, within this complete stillness, where awareness has almost entirely faded, something continues, quietly, steadily, beyond perception, beyond thought, beyond anything you need to notice. This is the soft continuation of unconscious healing, the phase where your brain and body sustain restoration without requiring any awareness at all. A state so natural, so deeply embedded in your biology that it unfolds perfectly on its own. In this depth of sleep, large-scale neural synchronization continues to guide essential processes. Slow wave activity remains dominant, supporting the ongoing regulation of energy, the maintenance of cellular integrity, and the refinement of internal systems, while the brain reduces variability in its signaling, preserving stability. At the same time, the lymphatic system continues its gentle circulation, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to move through neural tissue, clearing residual metabolic waste, maintaining a clean and balanced environment for neural function, supporting long-term cognitive health. You are not aware of this, and you do not need to be, because this is where healing becomes completely independent. No guidance, no attention, no effort, just quiet continuation. Now, imagine, not as an image, but as a feeling, that everything within you is continuing, even without you, even without awareness. Your body restoring, your brain maintaining, your systems balancing, all without interruption, all without need. And as this continues, even the concept of you becomes less relevant, not gone, just unnecessary, because everything that needs to happen is already happening perfectly, silently, without interruption. Your breathing continues, soft, automatic, unnoticed. Your body remains in deep rest, your mind beyond thought. And within this state, healing continues, layer by layer, system by system, without pause, without awareness. Now, allow even the last trace of presence to fade further. There's nothing to return to, nothing to follow, nothing to hold, just this continuous, unseen restoration. Let everything continue on its own without you needing to remain, and drift deeper into this, a quiet, endless, unconscious sleep. And as even the idea of continuation begins to fade, something final emerges, not as a process, not as a state, but as an absence, a gentle absence of everything that once required attention. This is the quietest depth, where there is nothing left to notice, nothing left to follow, nothing left to become. In this stage, brain activity remains minimal and highly synchronized, maintaining only what is essential, while reducing all non-critical processing. This allows for maximal energy conservation, maximal restoration, and a complete absence of internal noise. There is no awareness of this, no sense of time, no sense of self, no sense of experience, because all of those require systems that are now at rest. Now, imagine, or simply allow, that nothing remains, not as emptiness, but as complete absence of demand. No thought, no sensation, no movement, just stillness, absolute, effortless, complete. This is not something to understand, because there is nothing here to understand. It is not something to experience, because there is no experience being formed. It simply is, or more accurately, there is nothing left that needs to be. Your breathing continues, but you do not follow it. Your body remains, but you do not feel it. Your brain functions, but you do not perceive it. Everything continues, without presence, without awareness, without effort, and within this absence, restoration reaches its most complete form, because nothing interferes, nothing interrupts, nothing remains active beyond what is necessary. Now, allow everything to remain absent, no return, no awareness, no movement back toward thought. Just this, complete, silent, absence, holding you, without you needing to know, without you needing to stay. And within that absence, sleep becomes total, endless, effortless. And even now, within that complete absence, where nothing needs to form, nothing needs to return, something continues in the most gentle way possible, not as a process you can follow, not as a sensation you can feel, but as a quiet holding, a sustained depth of rest that carries you without interruption. This is the endless holding of deep rest, where sleep is no longer a transition, no longer a movement, but a continuous condition, stable, complete, unbroken. In this depth, the brain maintains its most efficient state. Slow wave activity continues in wide, synchronized patterns, ensuring that restoration is not brief, but sustained, while metabolic processes remain unbalanced, energy consumption reduced, and essential functions preserved with minimal fluctuation. This is the state your brain naturally protects, extending it as long as possible, because it is here that the deepest restoration occurs. There is no awareness of this, no sense of duration, no sense of progression, because nothing needs to change. Everything is already in its most stable form. Now, imagine, or simply allow, that you are being gently held, not by something external, but by the very state of rest itself, a soft, continuous support, without edges, without movement, without interruption. There is nowhere to drift to, nowhere to return from, just this, endless stillness. And within this stillness, your brain continues its quiet maintenance, preserving balance, sustaining recovery, maintaining internal harmony without requiring any awareness. Your breathing continues, soft, automatic, unnoticed. Your body remains fully released, without tension, without effort. Your mind beyond thought, beyond structure, and within this state, nothing needs to begin, nothing needs to end. Everything continues, without interruption, without change, without awareness. This is the nature of deep sleep, not something that moves forward, but something that simply remains. Now, allow everything to continue without return, without disturbance, without any need to come back to awareness. Let the stillness hold you completely, effortlessly, endlessly, and drift without knowing, without noticing, without needing to be present, deeper into this quiet, unbroken rest. And now, as everything has softened, everything has dissolved, everything has settled into its most complete form, there is nothing left to guide, nothing left to follow, nothing left to say. This is the final drift, not as an ending, but as a complete letting go, where even the idea of drifting becomes unnecessary. At this depth, the brain continues its slow, synchronized patterns, maintaining restoration, preserving balance, supporting life, all without requiring awareness, all without requiring presence. There is no need to remain here consciously, no need to listen, no need to notice, because sleep has already taken you, fully, completely. Now, imagine, or simply allow, that everything fades, not gradually, not step by step, but completely. No thought, no awareness, no sensation, just this, endless, silent, stillness, where nothing returns, nothing calls you back, nothing remains unfinished. Your breathing continues, but you do not follow it. Your body rests, but you do not feel it. Your mind exists, but you do not perceive it. Everything continues without you needing to be there. And within this final depth, there is only rest, complete, effortless, infinite. Now, let go, even of these words, even of this moment, even of any trace of awareness, and allow yourself to drift beyond everything into this quiet, endless sleep. And now, there is nothing more you need to follow, nothing more you need to listen to, because everything that needed to happen has already begun, quietly, gently, perfectly within you. Your mind has softened, your body has let go, your breath has found its natural rhythm, and deep inside, your brain continues its silent work, restoring, balancing, healing, without asking anything from you. You don't need to stay awake for this. You don't need to understand any of it, because this is the part where you simply drift further and further away from effort, away from thought, into the quiet, safe, endless space of sleep. You are safe now. There is nothing to solve, nothing to fix, nothing waiting for you. Everything can rest, and everything is already okay. Your body knows how to sleep. Your mind knows how to heal. And tonight, you are allowing both to happen naturally. So just drift, softly, gently, without trying, without holding on. Let each breath carry you deeper. Let each moment fade into the next, until there is no more awareness of time, no more awareness of anything at all. Just rest, deep, quiet, complete. You are safe now. Drift away, slowly, gently drift away.